Got another crazy build for you. This is a poison paladin. We're using dagger and a bow, and we're poisoning everything. It's very antithetical to what a paladin is. Paladins don't plague and poison things. They cleanse and smite, you know. And anyway, so I thought it was really cool that I got this working. The build looks great. It looks cool. The themes are all there. Check it out. We got little poison dagger charges on here. Don't use them, but it's there for the theme. Trangs, we got some faceted armor and helm. We'll go over the gear after the combat montage. But just so you know, we got a plague and a fanged knife. It looks sick. It rolled pretty damn well, too. And then I've got this Poisel's weird composite bow of multiple shot, 700 attack rating, and level 8 multi-shot charges. $3,859,456 gold. That's with 4 durability out of 45 remaining. I think we'll just use a Ral rune. There we go. Nice. Jeez. Hey, so we got a poison-themed paladin. You can see in the combat montage there were some poison novas going off. I was stabbing things with a dagger, and then I was also using multi-shot to get some AoE effect. So and poisoning everything that way. So check it out. Let's go through the charms first. So you can see we've got all the poison charms here. The lowest number poison charm I have is 175 over 6 seconds, and a lot of those have other modifiers as well, like dexterity or life or magic find or something. And then I have some in here that are around 200. This is 251 over 10 seconds, you know, and 251. So like those are kind of my charms. We got a Rotting Fissure as well, and an Nihilist charm, 1919. No torch, because the torch, when it procs the firestorm, it will interrupt poison damage, and I don't really like that on a poison build. And then I'm using Trangs, and we're also using Faceted Boneweave of Defiance, so minus 20 plus 20, and then there's 146 poison over 2 seconds. The Defiance mod gives poison length reduced by 75%, and also gives you this rust kind of color on the armor, which looks amazing, I think. And then a Faceted Artisan's Tiara of Speed. Remember, this is all online. These are items that I've collected, and this is my non-ladder account now. We're also using a Plague, and I named the character Poisel. So this is Poisel's Fanged Knife, Plague, Cham Shale It has minus 23% to enemy poison resistance, so that's nice. And this one rolled only 1 to all skills as opposed to 2, but it did roll 17 on Cleansing Aura, which is really nice. And then 313% enhanced damage, which is pretty good. You get the Open Wounds, Deadly Strike, Freeze target, and then the lower resist when struck, which also will increase our poison damage. You can see on the character sheet, I'm using Sacrifice. I maxed it out in all of its synergies, and it says on the character sheet I do 11k to 14k damage. And the Trangules, gloves, and the Faceted Armor and Helm do increase it. If you notice, if I take the gloves off, the character sheet now says 12k. Now it says 14k. Same here, look. 13k, 14k, 13k, 14k. So if I take off all those pieces of armor, I lose a lot. Using High Lords for some more Deadly Strike, since there's Deadly Strike on the Dagger. Gore Riders for more Deadly Strike, Crushing Blow, Open Wounds. Our total for all that is decent. We have 35% chance of Open Wounds, 15% chance of Crushing Blow, 82% Deadly Strike, and slows target by 10% because I'm using Nosferatu's Coil. Here's a ring that has level 4 Poison Dagger charges for the theme, okay? I'm not even using the charges, but it's got Poison Dagger on the ring, okay? All resistances on the ring as well, 2 dexterity, 8 lifesteal, 110 attack rating. Then I went for Carrion Wind. This is Twisters on strike, little micro stuns. Level 10 Poison Nova when struck, not that great, but it goes off. I used it mainly for the 9% lifesteal, the 55 poison resist, and the 10% damage taken Ghost of Mana. For fun, sometimes I'll summon the level 21 Poison Creeper. It doesn't really do that much though. And then here's an interesting one, the shield. You can see Sanctuary and a Royal Shield. This thing rolled really high on the resistances. So it was the base had 43 all res, and then it also rolled 64 all res. So this has 107 all resistances, 20 dexterity, magic damage reduced by 7. It's also got defense versus missile, 250, which pairs nicely with the defense versus missile on the Carrion Wind. And then it also has 20% increased chance of blocking, 20% faster block rate, 20% faster hit recovery. So look at, without the shield, our res is negative, all in the negative, and then I put it on and we're like maxed out. So our fire res is maxed out because our mercenary has flickering flame. Mercenary also has Ifrit's Jeweler's Ancient Armor of the Whale. If you've seen my other videos, you know what this is. Minus 20 plus 20 for the fire skill damage, plus 93 to life, 68 to 180 fire damage. And then she's got a mist and a matriarchal bow, so 100% pierce. Her explosive arrow says it does 1,773 damage. And then when that pierces, it does double, sometimes triple that. And then if our lower resist goes off from our plague, then she's doing even more fire damage. So she helps us get a little bit of AoE in there as well. Now the multi-shots that we were doing, I made this bow. I found this, I think, in the vendor a long time ago. And it was just a composite bow, but it rolled a perfect, I think it's perfect, 400 to attack rating and level 8 multiple shot. So I decided to socket this at Larzik. It got 2 sockets, and I put 2 perfect amethysts for more attack rating. So 700 to attack rating, level 8 multi-shot. And it's in a composite bow, which is a very fast base, and even though the physical damage is minuscule, it doesn't matter. I just shoot it off a little bit, and because of the increased attack rating and everything, we're able to hit pretty much everything, no problem, and then they start whittling down their health with poison while I kind of run around the battlefield. Super cool, dude. So this is kind of a 2-for build almost, but because this only has 60 charges, I use it in certain situations, you know? If there was a way to replenish charges on the fly somehow, or make them, you know, skills in some way with like a Zod or something like that, then, you know, you could do like a whole build around this, but really it's just supplemental because of the charges. So anyway, I thought that was a pretty cool use case for that. So let's go do a little gameplay so you can get the idea. I will use enchant. Let's throw the poison creeper out there as well for fun. I've got, for the skills here, I do have vigor 1 point, and that's nice. Redemption is maxed, and I can switch to that and use that, you know. Prayer is maxed. Prayer is maxed because there's a cleansing aura on here, level 17. So I'm always getting healed, and so is the mercenary, which is really nice. And then we've got max fanaticism, because that's also a synergy for sacrifice. So sacrifice is fully leveled up, 910% enhanced damage. Redemption and fanaticism are the synergies. Those are maxed. I've got 1 point into zeal. Zeal gets synergy from sacrifice for damage. I've got 4 points into conversion, so I can use that when I need to, and 8 points into charge, just for a little more damage on that, because I tend to use that a lot. And then we use Smite. Smite just to stun guys. Without Holy Shield, we have 75 block. So that's pretty sweet. So if I switch to my bow really quick, I can shoot off these multi-shots, you know? And look at this. They're all dropping. Isn't that great? And then I have my redemption up right now, and I'm getting all my mana and life back. You know? Okay, so Fanaticism's back on. So the auras that we have stacked, we have Cleansing Aura, we have Concentration from the Mist Bow, we've got Max Fanaticism, we also have a Flickering Flame, so we've got Fire Aura, the Resist Fire Aura, and the Cleansing Aura. So we have a bunch of auras going. Prayer is synergized with Cleansing. We're getting healed all the time. It's pretty sweet. So look at, there's, here's Sacrifice, you know? Let me put Smite here. So one thing I like to do is I'll like hit somebody with Sacrifice like this, and then hit Smite, and then they're stunned, and the poison damage is just draining them, you know, which is pretty cool. Like this guy, watch. Yeah. So this guy, let's stab him once and then just walk away. And look, he died. And then here's a bunch of guys over here. I can just hit them with my multiple shot. And then I can also use conversion if I want. Conversion is kind of nice to have once in a while too. Like say my multi-shot ran out, or just in the thick of things, you know, then it's really, really nice to get the aggro going for that. So I can go like that, you know, and he's now occupied, and then I can just run over and smack him. Zeal is really nice too for like bigger crowds and stuff. There, hit him once. I'll hit this guy once. Hit this guy once. Hit that guy once. Let's see, how's he doing? Still going down. Mercenary did a little bit more there, so that was nice. Lower resist went off, so he's totally toast. Here we go. Yep. Here we go. Here, I'll put Redemption on since these guys are draining my mana. And look. Okay, so you can see the poison is really doing its job. Here, I'll use the multi-shot on these guys. And look, they're dropping. That unique just died from the multi-shot, from my composite bow. multi-shot. Here, I'll use it again. It also costs no mana to do the multi-shot because it's a charge, which is really cool. I think if they just reduce the repair cost, you know, that would be nice. Or if they allowed like some way to replenish them. You know, if maybe like a well or a refill shrine could just refill charges too, that would be a very welcome change, because at least once in the while then you could find something that would just replenish it, you know. Here, I'll use the multi-shot again on those guys, and look at them. They're all dead, you know. This thing over here just died too from it. We also do a decent amount of physical damage, remember, because we have 82% deadly strike, crushing blow, open wounds as well, and a good chunk of that. And then the dagger has 235 damage on the top end, you know, and sacrifices got 900% enhanced damage or so. So, you know, you can see that we have a pretty good base of different types of damage covered here with this build. Fire from the mercenary, and her physical damage is not bad either, because she's got concentration and fanaticism from us. So she's pretty decent, you know. Here's a little conversion. So that'll just, now watch, the mercenaries just gonna waste all of these guys. Yeah. They had lower res on them. Yeah, look at that. I love this build, dude. This is so sweet. Poison builds in this game are really cool, like the off-meta ones that I've played with. My Toxic Multi-Shot Amazon, easily one of my favorite builds ever in this whole game. And this one is really fun too. I'm really enjoying this. A few more charges on this thing. If like this had double the charges and it didn't cost so much to repair, I would absolutely be thrilled with it. It's not so bad though. It costs me, when I go back to town, it'll probably cost me 30 to 40,000 to repair it, you know. And you know, there is that glitch where you can just like sell a grinding mod weapon back to the vendor. So if you really need to, you could just do that. These guys usually have pretty good poison resist too, right here. So here, let me get them. The Poison Nova is not horrible actually with all of our facets and everything. Like in like Act 1 and 2 and stuff, it will actually take down a lot of like weaker enemies and stuff. Like it'll wear them down quite a bit, to the point where like I can just kill them in one hit by the time I get to them. So, and I'm talking about the Poison Nova, level 15 Nova that comes from this. The one that's 10 from here is not really, it doesn't really do much. I think those should just stack or something, you know? Like if you have a 10 here and a 15 here, it should probably just be like a 25. Like that would just be kind of nice. It'd kind of give you an incentive to try to build things like that too. Okay. Oh yikes, look at that. Good thing we have very, very good res and everything, and very good block. Here's another unique, and these guys, remember, are very resistant to poison and fire. So, let's see how we do. You can see this guy's life is draining still, and he died. Okay. Here we go. We'll take out some souls. And another unique pack, I guess. And look, we got amped, but look at that. We have cleansing going all the time. It's already gone. I just healed myself with redemption. Very versatile, you know what I mean? Here, I just stabbed all those guys. Here, I hit them once, and I'll just stand here. And we have really good block, so... Here. Also, the inner sight from the mercenary is very nice. Our chance to hit is much better with her lowering their defense, you know? Here, I'll stab this guy too, and I'll just stand here. Here, I'll just smite him. Look at that. There. So there was my multi-shot that killed that guy. Couple notable finds on this build too. So if you're thinking like, oh, these builds aren't very efficient because they're, you know, off meta and whatever, well, I found an ethereal sacred armor, 870 defense, so that's kind of nice. I found an ethereal war scythe, 4 sockets for self-wield infinity nova sorceress. And then I also found 2 arachnid mesh with this build. And then I also, and you saw it in the combat montage, I found an Ohm rune as well. So, you know, RNG, man. Like, it doesn't even matter. You can play an off-meta build and you can still find the best gear in the game.
I will poison this land.